सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः If we look at the creation, when a plant is growing, it attains maturity, lives for some years, becomes old, and in a natural process it dies. If we look at the animals, a baby is born, grows up, becomes an adult, we can say, then old and dies. A kitten becomes a cat, nothing else. A puppy becomes a dog, nothing beyond that. When a kitten is becoming cat, we don't say that, oh, it could not become a cat. When a puppy is becoming a dog, healthy or weak, but we say it is a dog. But in case of human being, there is one exception. A child is born, a child is growing up, as we have been growing up every day. Many times we have an expression, oh, he doesn't behave like a human being. He could not become a human being. Parents, the society, the nation, or as a whole, the humanity has been providing a good amount of opportunity that we should grow up, we should become human beings. No parents want that the child should be rogue or a child should be criminal. When everyone wants to grow up and we all want to have more and more good human beings, what happens? We find some people, they behave in a negative way. Why? What is the cause? To find out human behavior, why somebody is behaving in this way, why not loving person? Why not kind? Why not compassionate? Whether they are psychologists or the sociologists, those who look at human behavior, they find out so many propositions, so many hypotheses, so many theories, maybe this. The rishis in this country, they told a human being is not just of this life alone, he has passed through many lives. My master told, every individual is a byproduct of three aspects: heredity, environment, and culture. Heredity, it is a beautiful word. What is this heredity? Science speaks Heredity is that which we inherit from our parents, grandparents, great grandparents, because of the gene. Some quality of our ancestors come to us. This is a scientific understanding of heredity. Modern times, our scientists, they are trying to modify gene, even because gene is present not only in human beings, but also in animals, but also in plants. You might have heard or seen genetically modified food. Genetically modified food. However, let us come back to our existence. Science tells we have inherited the nature of our parents. Physically, in our appearance also, we might be carrying the nose of our parents, father or mother, cheeks of the grandfather, the lips of we have inherited. But here which my master is emphasizing, heredity, it is not what you inherited from your parents or from your family tree. It is what you have inherited in your life or lives. It is your own inheritance. It is not because of family. Again, because if it is family, then we shift the responsibility to what shall I do? The nose which I carry, it is not my nose. The cheek which I carry, it is not because of, we are not talking of physical appearance. We are talking of human behavior, human nature. My master said, heredity means what we have inherited through our journey of the soul. It is not just this life, one life, it is journey of the soul. Every individual is carrying a backpack of one's own inheritance. What to do? What to do? The psychotherapist, psychoanalyst, they try to find out why. Why? What is in the past? Again, my master said, that is not enough. Just like the children inherit the wealth of the parents, property of the family, each individual has divine inheritance. We all are children of God. We have divine inheritance. That is the main heredity. What is divine inheritance? As a child of God, I have every right on the divine qualities or godly qualities. And these qualities are already within me, within you, within every individual, which we may not know. We all are potentially divine. We all are potentially loving. We all are potentially power of God. Just think. We all are potentially divine. We all are potentially power of God. This is our divine inheritance. If I am power of God, what is happening? Why I am not feeling it? Yes, now you are not feeling, next moment you will feel it. It is a process of evolution. When my master said heredity, he spoke of two things: our divine inheritance. Second is our own action which has created some impression within myself, that is worldly inheritance. And after speaking of heredity, he spoke of the environment. Heredity, environment. So environment, what is environment? You keep a plant inside the room. After some time, you will find the plant is moving towards the source of light. It is not growing straight. It has bent towards the window. How? What made this plant to move in that direction? It is because of the environment. Because the plant needs light. Wherever there is light, the plant will move. You just see such beautiful example. The yogis, they look at the nature and learn the most. Not only the yogis, everybody. Learning is not through the books, remember. It is because of our own attitude, own observation. Just to think, a person is boiling something in water and the pot is covered. And when there is more heat and there is lots of steam and the cover on the pot is making fluttering sound, pot, 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 it's moving a little this side. A person who was boiling, he looked. What is that power which is making this upper part of the lid of the pot to move? There is some energy. From where this energy is coming? It is steam power. It is steam power. And this thought gave birth to energy from steam. You know, steamer, steam engine developed by the scientists. The root is boiling water and having a lid making dog, 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 dog sound. It was not written in book. Just observation, contemplation. You can say in our yogic word, meditation. He meditated. If this energy which is created through heat and steam, it can also do many works. You just think, Newton sitting under this apple tree, he saw apple is falling. Before Newton, apple was not going up. And it is not the first time he saw apple is falling. Somebody said out of humor, what happened? That day the apple fell on his nose. It is humor. That's why he thought, because he had seen it, apple is falling. It is not a new thing. But again, contemplating on that incident, why it is falling. Not only the apple, everything is falling. You throw a stone, again it is falling. What is that power which is pulling it? In the same way, you come back to our example of the plant moving towards light. Do you know, the plant grows in two directions. What are the dimension growth or two direction growth? The plant is growing upward, the plant is growing downward. Yes or no? You put some seed in soil, the sprout is coming up, but root is going down. The root is growing downward with the pull of gravity. It is growing towards water. Towards the source of water, it is going down, 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 depending upon the nature of the tree, nature of the plant. At the same time, the sprout, the leaves, the branch, growing upward in the direction of light. This example, if you just take it to our understanding or philosophical thinking, this is Prakriti Purusha. The earth is nature or prakriti. Light outside or the sun is purusha, the masculine aspect, feminine aspect. The plant is growing in both the ways. If the roots growing but not the trunk, the plant is not growing. If the plant is growing, the roots are not strong, the plant will not be healthy. Both should be there. So, as the plant is growing towards light, the environment, my master said, what is the environment? Each individual, each human being is having which environment? He said, environment, two things. One is family, which includes the society. The other is the teacher. In spirituality, the role of the teacher. In the society or in our day-to-day life, family and the society, both. Environment in which we grow up. Okay? Somebody asked me, Swamiji, if there is rebirth, if you are to be born again, where do you want to be born? It was a very simple question. I said, there is no if. If there is rebirth, there is no if. If God wants me to come back, I have no desire to come back. Why? Why should I come back? Do you know, describing the nature of the world, in the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord said, what is this world? It is in the Gita. The Lord said, it is dukkhalayam, the temple of misery. The world is a temple of misery, temple of unhappiness. Dukkhalayam, alaya means the home, alaya means the abode, alaya means the temple. Dukkha means unhappiness, misery. Asaswatam, impermanent. Anityam, transitory. Asukham, really not so much joy in the world. If there is joy, it is not of the world, it is really in God. And one who finds God in everything finds joy more and more. Anityam asukham lokam. It is in the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord said, why to come to this world? Janma dukkha. Adi Shankara said, Janma dukkha. To be born is painful. You say, why? It is painful for both. Just you think, I give you a t-shirt which is very tight. It is not, is it comfortable? It's so tight you can't move your arms. Is it comfortable? No. If it's a little loose, we feel it's free, we can move our body. If you have a trouser, it's so tight fitting. If you sit down, you might, sometimes it happens. The trouser is damaged because so it is not comfortable. You just think, you live in a room of 3 feet high, 2 feet wide. Can you live? If I have to live, I have to be there. I have to crawl, I have to sit down, I cannot stand up. Do you know, when I was staying in Gurudev's ashram in Miami, the room we were sharing, and there was a bunk bed. I had to sleep on the upper bunk. The bed is there. I had to climb up. So I slept, but when I got up, I forgot that I am in a bunk bed. Do you know what happened? When I got up, I had to bang my head on the roof. I said, goodbye. I will sleep on the floor. I will never sleep on the bunk bed. You will be thinking, why do I tell this? Because of the mother's womb. Mother's womb is a place where you cannot move. If you move, it is also painful for the mother. It is painful for you, it is painful for the mother. Janma dukkha. You just imagine when a baby is born with a such small and narrow passage, do you think that the baby feels comfortable? Or it is very pleasant for the mother also? Janma dukkha, painful. The birth is painful. Jara dukkha, old age. Youthful, fine. Jara dukkha, old age is painful. One cannot stand up. One cannot walk. One cannot eat properly. One cannot speak. Nobody, usually, people don't like the old people. If would have liked the old people, there would not have been any old age home. We would have kept our old parents with ourselves. This is the human civilization. Instead of growing in love, growing in understanding, compassion, it has developed so much of selfishness. Jara dukkha, painful. Sansara sagara dukkha. This whole world is like an ocean of misery. When I was asked if there is rebirth, Swamiji, where do you want to be born again? I said, there is no if. And I don't want to be born again. If God wants, I have no other choice. I love God. I will do whatever God wants. If really I have to come, I will like to be born in India. With big eyes, these Western devotees looked at me and asked me, why India? Isn't Europe beautiful? Yes, Europe is beautiful, but still. They looked at me, why? I said, look, what I am today, there is a good contribution of that country on my own evolution, on my growth. So if there is rebirth and I have to come again, I'll be happy to be born in India. Okay? Do you know, I travel in the West. In the night when I sleep, I dream of India. Don't tell I'm homesick. Because of my homesickness, I don't dream of my, suppose, pre-monastic family or others. No. I dream of holy places. I dream of the sadhus, the monks. I dream of the temples. I dream of good company. It is not so easy in the West. There is comfort, there is luxury, there is better, comfortable way of living, lots of other opportunities. Still, even if I stay in the West, I miss a lot of company of the sadhus, company of to take dip in the Ganga, you can't imagine. Environment. A plant is growing in the environment and moving towards light. We, the human beings, knowingly or unknowingly, we are moving towards that light. Light of love, light of knowledge. Knowingly or unknowingly, we are moving. But environment here, as my master said, it is the family, the society. On one hand, on the other hand, the teacher. The teacher is the environment. In spiritual life, in my own spiritual journey, if I tell the best moment, the happy moment in my life, yes, meditation, going deep into meditation, that's beautiful. But when you are not meditating, to be with my teacher, to be with my Gurudev. Out of his compassion, out of his love, out of his kindness, he allowed me to be very close to him. Even if I was not initiated, I was staying with him, carrying his cushion, sitting with him. People thought that I am his disciple, I am initiated into Kriya Yoga. Even he allowed me to sit in the meditation class. I was not initiated. I don't know why. Ordinarily, in the practice of Kriya, if one is not initiated, we don't allow. Even he didn't allow. Even in my first meeting, when he said there will be meditation, those who are not initiated, please, you have to go, don't be unhappy. When others were leaving, when I also stood up because I am not initiated, he pointed me, you sit down. You can say it was discrimination. He told others to go and you to stay. Why? So I can't say why. I will tell it is his love, it is his compassion. And love has no cause. You cannot put any factor or any root that because of this, no, love has no cause. He allowed me. And from that time onwards, till his last breath, he allowed me to be near him. Few times he said, go. Once I was staying with him, it was in 1995 in the month of May. I was with him. With him means I was there and Gurudev came to Vienna. And the program was going on in Berlin. He told me, why you are sitting here? Because the program was going on. Other teachers were there. He said, why you are staying here, sitting here? I want to stay with my Guruji. And I remained silent. Why you are staying here? I brought you here just to sit here. Go and work. Oh God, it was very strong. I never expected that he will tell this. Next program was in Munich. I went to Munich just to participate in the program, although he was in Vienna. Because, the baby and the mother, the baby loves to suck the milk of the mother. And when the baby grows up, the mother doesn't like it anymore. Mother takes the baby. I have seen in my childhood that the mother, in order to stop the baby sucking the mother's milk, she had to put some bitter on, taking some bitter stuff from the plant, putting there. If the baby goes there, finds it is no more sweet, it is bitter, the baby stops. Gurudev allowed me, and that is the beautiful environment. Just to think, we have come to this place. This place is an environment created by Gurudev. This place is spiritually charged with his presence and blessings of the masters also. Environment. You are here in the company of so many teachers. Environment. Heredity, environment. And third one is culture. The third one is culture. What is culture? If you look at dictionary, you will find compound words like agriculture, horticulture, sericulture. Agriculture, cultivating, plowing, planting and getting harvest. So what is culture? Here Gurudev said, it is what you have been practicing. What are you cultivating? Do you know, day and night, what are you doing? Swamiji, I'm a student, I'm studying. Beautiful. I'm a teacher, I'm teaching. Fine. I'm a doctor, I'm treating the patients. Beautiful. What are you doing day and night? Your evolution is dependent upon three: heredity, environment, and culture. On heredity, I have no control anymore because it is already there. On heredity, I have no control anymore. Let it be the past life or past activities. I have no control over it. It is already there, the backpack. Environment, the family in which I am born, I have no control. The society where I am growing up, I have no control. What to do? I am born in the West. I have been growing up in the Western environment. I cannot expect to behave like people living in the East. Do you know, we should be grateful to Paramahamsa Yoganandaji and later on the other yogis who went to the West. Just you think, for you to sit on the floor with crossed leg for hours and hours, it was a dream 100 years ago. It was, people in the West, they are not used to this type of sitting. You are sitting so comfortably for hours. How? You are sitting on the floor and eating with the fingers. Yes or no? Eating with the fingers. Do not, for me to eat with the fork in the beginning was so difficult. It was not so easy. Do you know, my master was so particular, so disciplined. He was sitting in my front and observing me. How am I eating? And in the West, using spoon and fork, how am I eating? He's taking his food. I am sitting in his front. I am taking my food, but he's meticulously observing how I am eating. The master's eye are so powerful. We might be thinking, he may not be knowing. We might be thinking, but their eyes are more powerful than X-ray machine. X-ray machine the ray can penetrate into the human body, not into the bone completely. But their eyes can go beyond the wall, beyond time, beyond place. Be careful. Environment. Family I cannot change. This environment is already there. I have to accept my parents. The country, the culture in which I have been growing up, I cannot change. I am grateful. I am thankful. Everyone should be. But one thing, we have opportunity, but you have already chosen the path or the practice or the lineage, the masters, you have chosen it. In that you have a choice to some extent. And some people believe that that is also not in choice, it is there. It is already given to you. It is there. You'll ask why? It is there. Personally, I believe that to me, the Guru was predestined. It is predestined. From my childhood, I was looking, I was searching. In my teenage, I went to the Himalayas. Through grace of God and holy people, I had the opportunity to be in the company of many beautiful spiritual masters. But I never accepted any particular path, anybody as a teacher, to know really who is my Guru. How to know? I was not accepting. Even if I came to Gurudev, I got his love, got his company, I did not accept him as my Guru. I was not initiated into Kriya Yoga, as I told you. But when I accepted him, you must be thinking, how did I accept him? Later on, when I accepted him as my master, my guide, it was for some incidents which made me convinced, or which prompted me, here is the one, don't waste your time. It took some good period of time after my meeting with my master and getting initiated into Kriya. So, teacher is the environment. We discussed the other day, the teacher may be sometimes very tough and very strict also. A sadhu told me, a holy man, he said, "Oh, you are very loving. You take care of the students too much and they flock around you. If you will be too strict, they will just run away from you." A monk told me. I just smiled because I knew the monk who gave this view has not seen the other aspect of my life. During the first brahmachari training, somebody told me he's spitting fire. I didn't know this expression first. He's spitting fire. Somebody who was in the first brahmachari training told me later on, you have changed a lot. You have changed yourself a lot. I said, why? I remember the first brahmachari training. You were so tough. But nowadays I see you are not like that. However, to live with the teacher is to live with fire. To live with the teacher is to live with fire. You must be every moment careful. Fire is beautiful, helpful. If you are not careful, you are in trouble. When I think of my master, and I told you the most beautiful moments of my life is my company with my master. I cannot express. The moment of union, suppose I am going to see him, whether it is in Puri, whether it is in Calcutta, whether it is in Rourkela, whether it is in Vienna, whether it is in Miami. The moment of meeting, it is, I can't describe. To me, he is just waiting for me, and me, I'm rushing towards him. And also the moment of separation, even if it is temporary and physical separation. I remember temporary separation in the sense I have to go somewhere for the program. Mentally, I'm not willing. Why should I go? But he wants me to go. I have to go. It was 1998, Gurudev's birth. 1999, Gurudev's birthday. It was pre-planned to be celebrated in Vienna. In the last moment, he changed his mind. He told, I am not going. In Vienna, they have booked all arrangements have been done. Gurudev called me to his room. He told me, do you know, I am not going. And if you don't go, it will not be good. You have to go to Vienna and I will be here. You can imagine. His birthday, I am with him. Few days before his birthday celebration, he is telling me, go to Vienna. I had tear in my eyes. He said, look, I know your love, but I am telling, for me, you have to go. Okay? I agreed. I bowed down to near his will. And when I'm to leave, that year, we published Gurudev's biography, The River of Compassion. He never liked too much of publicity. It was his nature. But he prompted me to write on him. I have written. It was very quickly done, and it is printed. And the book is to be released on his birthday with few other books. In my presence, I had seen before, it was in Karar Ashram, somebody wrote a small book on him, and Gurudev looked at that book and threw that book away to the author, and who happened to be a teacher also. Throw this book away. Burn this book. Nobody should read this book. You can imagine, somebody has written a book out of love on him, and I was present there, and when Gurudev was so tough, strict, and telling on this book, and he prompted me to write a book on him in later years, and it is being done. When I'm gone, if he just tells, throw away this book, do you know what I did? We had nice place, Gurudev and myself. So what I did, before I left, I took the bunch of books and one audio cassette. All these were to be offered to him on his birthday. So I put on his bed, I bowed down to him. So I gave his biography to him. He saw that book, cover, title. Such a thick book. First he looked at thickness. On Hariharananda, so nice. I remained silent because you don't know, maybe after bright sunshine, a cold shower might come. He opened the book, first he looked at the photos. Looked at each and every photo. From where did you get this photo? From where did you get that photo? Okay. Then he said, my birthday celebration is over. I'm so happy. Okay. The story doesn't end. I am in Vienna. The new ashram. Full of roses. In the month of May. Full of roses. He planted lots of roses. I wrote him an email. The Vrindavan is there, full of flowers, but Krishna is absent. Ashram is so beautiful, full of roses, but he is not physical there. He loved flowers. And he is celebrating his birthday there. Do you know, from morning till evening, many times he was playing that cassette. The cassette which I gave to him. He was just playing that cassette again and again, explaining some of the songs to others, those who are present. I came to know about him, this incident, a little later. I was so delighted. Teacher-student relationship. heredity, environment, the teacher. Now the culture, what you are doing, practice. Gurudev said in human evolution, these three aspects, heredity, environment and culture, he gave one proportion. Which contributes how much? He said heredity 20%. Heredity 20%. Environment 30%. Environment 30%. Culture 50%. Now tell me, out of these three aspects, three factors, which one is more significant? Culture, because it has a major share, lion's share, 50%. So 50% is completely in my hand. Just contemplate a little. We are children of God. Yes, whatever we have done in this life, not so pleasant, not so good, forget. We all are children of God, our heredity. Environment, we have come to a path, this beautiful path of Kriya, this beautiful lineage. It is already in our hands. Only thing is needed, culture, practice. Just practice. Gurudev emphasized on this practice so much. He said, only through practice you will achieve nothing else. He said, your handwriting is good because you have practiced. You sing beautifully because you have practiced. Any perfection we achieve in our life or any accomplishment, it is because of our practice, nothing else. Practice. Our behavior, our nature, our habit, our achievement, everything depends upon our own practice. Practice it. You want to be good, it is in your hand, practice it. You want to be realized, it is in your hand, practice it. You want to be a good singer, just practice. Through practice you can be a good singer. Example is Paramahansa Yoganandaji. Do you know? Yoganandaji's voice, those who have heard his voice, I could not believe it is his voice. My first listening to Yoganandaji's voice, it was because of Gurudev. He gave me a cassette, audio cassette. When he was coming from the West, he used to bring few things for me. Every time he comes, he gave me few pens and ball pens. That was one of the gifts. Every time few pens and ball pens. The next gift is some recorded and empty cassettes. Some recorded cassette of his voice and voice of others, and some empty cassette to record his voice, because he knew that I was recording him most of the time. And do you know what he was giving? That big date from California. Very sweet, very so big. Date, D-A-T, fruit, date fruit. That big, what is its name? That big Californian date. That big one. And I used to steal from his pocket. Do you know? Do you know what I used to steal? Tic Tac. Mouth freshener. Usually, whether he sees or he doesn't see, I take and eat Tic Tac. So, when I played Yoganandaji's voice, because looking at his beautiful picture, so motherly, so sweet, and his voice, Ami Paramahansa Yogananda. I thought, is it his voice? Maybe it is somebody's voice. I couldn't believe. When I read the book written by Swami Satyanandji, Yogananda Sangha, in the company of Yogananda, And he was telling in his young age when he was trying to sing, but in later age when he was singing Yogananda's song, even after his departure, physical departure, his voice is thrilling millions of people. One incident when Yoganandaji was in New York, they were singing "Oh God Beautiful." Hours after hours, time has passed. Only one song, "Oh God Beautiful, oh God Beautiful, at thy feet I do bow." People were in so much of deep love, you can say in trance. Somewhere I read, it is from his own words of Yoganandaji. He was telling that when this evening chanting came to the end, it was for so many hours, people forgot time, even many people were healed. Song of Yoganandaji. Practice with love, and that is the means of evolution, and that is in our own hand. Close your eyes. Contemplate a little. What is my heredity? I don't know what was in the past, good or bad, whatever is being done. It is there, but I don't worry about it because I am child of God. I am power of God. That is my real heredity. Environment. I am grateful to the family, to the society, but my real environment is my spiritual guide, my preceptor, my teacher. I have no words to offer my thanks to him. Culture. I have to practice. Whatever I have practiced, it is not enough. I will try to change myself. It is in my hand. Pray to God. Pray to masters. With sincerity from the core of the heart, give me strength. I'll practice in every breath. I'll remember. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.